his team. No one able to get a single kill on that B bomb site, and Imperial just play with their food come the end of the round.
I mean, that was a stacked up B site as well. It's not like they didn't have bodies there to try and slow the roll of Imperial.
Nice to see No Way starting strong for Imperial. He was a revelation. We've seen some really poor maps for him, but here at this major has, been the front runner for Imperial at times. NAVI, with ego, understandably, in this game, will force up. Bunch of Eagles in the second round. Bit stubbornly trying to find this pick to skulls. The whole round waits on this engagement. Bit will finally walk away, but he's bought some time at least. Minute 10 as Imperial surge forward in middle. NAVI use their final block on A.
Imperial have been really waiting for a fight. They probably feel a bit dismayed that they haven't been given one. 50 seconds left now, and so it falls to them to force these engagements, and that's going to see Cello sacrificed. They'll start to slide in up through short into Alexi's bomb site.
Ooh.
Rotate for Makazi. He finds one on the Deagle.
He's feeling it.
And the pistol double wasn't enough. It's slowed down really awkwardly. It's getting strung out here. They've lost skulls on the other side of the map, so need a 2v5 now if Imperial want to keep the start of this game in check. That's a good pickup from No Way. Try with the swing as well. Caesar players made it into the site. It starts to get harder for NAVI as they give players away. And he's going to struggle taking that first fight, nearly the lineup. One back from Bit. Just No Way left standing, but he's been the danger man. He's been the one to keep an eye on. And so in comes Bit to take his head off. Round stolen away by NAVI.
Well, there's the bit we were waiting for. Just one round later, but right on time for NAVI to break the money like that. That was a 5v2. It gets a little bit scary, but a round is a round when you got Deagles, and NAVI put themselves in a strong early position. Banger shots from Makazi. He's definitely feeling it today after that pistol and the follow-up Deag.
Let's go.
So can NAVI start strong and continue in this map? So
Let's go.
So can NAVI start strong and continue in this map? As Imperial have just one gun. NAVI start strong.
Let's go.
So can NAVI start strong?
Let's go.
So can NAVI start strong and continue in this map?
Let's go.
So can NAVI start strong and continue in this map? As Imperial have just one gun. Feels like a perfect storm. Decisive move as well. Skulls is chasing ghosts. And meanwhile, they're creeping up behind him. You should just play your timing here. Alexi might just swing out instantly, and if he does, that should be the round locked in here for NAVI. Great reposition here. Not the shots, but Makazi comes and bails him out. It's an in-game leader moment here for NAVI, but they win it off of the brain. Some excellent grenades as well. And yeah, hey, look, I don't want to get ahead of myself on day one of stage 2, but, NAVI coming into a major with confidence, but low expectation, no pressure on their shoulders. Well, it was the dawn of 2024 when they went on their best year yet and picked up a major trophy in that very same situation. Now, do I think NAVI look that strong and have any chance of doing it again? No, but I think they're definitely not even a dark horse, but a favorite for this stage at least. The question is, how deep can they go, right? How will they fare against the world's best? But these kind of matches NAVI absolutely should just be shaking off their back.
I mean, yeah, I think, you know, the thing that NAVI could really do to give you a lot of confidence here would be come in with 2 dominant opening games, right?
Absolutely.
You don't get more dominant than what they did versus FlyQuest, and if they're able to kind of match that same tenacity here in this one, get away with a very clean game, that is going to build them up as one of the squads to keep an eye on.
And let's be real, like this is on paper a very one-sided game. It's more so than the FlyQuest match. That was a great match from NAVI, but FlyQuest went 3-0 in the previous stage. Imperial limped through. And so NAVI are very happy about these matchups they've drawn. May as well make the most of them. Bit of a calamity in some of these rounds, but looks fine to be denied as the bomb gets dropped. NAVI go 3-1 up. Full control right now, ever since that pistol. But Imperial's time to buy. And yeah, sure, NAVI may have lost this map to Imperial at TWC, but ever since that point, 4-win streak, taking down even Furia on this map. Should be more than comfortable on Mirage. It's a nice entry from Vinny, catching Ema pushing top middle. But NAVI won't overplay for the trade. Makazi backs up. B is open right now. And no one looks to fill. Makazi doesn't realize he's just dodged death, or has he just delayed it?
No way having all this space, he's called the rest of Imperial over. Makazi gets a nasty surprise. He does well to still get out with 1 before he's dealt with. It's the push from Alexi that's given away the advantage. Wonderful attempting to close in for this trade. One step further from Wonderful. Denies that plant and knocks out another. Leaves this on bit. 1v2. He's armed with the AK. Weapon of choice. And he does have time to work with. Still suspicious of a lurker.
It's their suspicion that may let them down. It's allowed him to clear a lot of the map and come back into B in time.
Oh, Vinny's just looked away. The timing is awkward, but it might go both ways. Vinny now on the line. Bit of chip damage, put down range. Bit tries his hand at the tap and decides to play it forward. Gets in the sight with them, and Vinny locks him out of it. I mean, it's the type of round you want to see Bit attempting. You want him to believe in himself in those 1v2s. But well stopped by Imperial's captain. And just a golden opportunity of a round that Imperial will capitalize on when Noe gets that much space on the push out through B. And you have all these advantages, you really hope that you can get it past NAVI.
Some awkward B holds right now in this game for NAVI. Imperial clearly with a game plan, looking to abuse this bomb site. Alexi left it very open, and Imperial just waltz in right there. Especially when you see Ema pushing top mid like that, you know NAVI are starting with a mid focus, and that some other area will be clearer. One thing that Imperial will have over NAVI is just the playtime, right? Having to grind through stage 1 all the way to the final day, being a series away from elimination after day 2. But then 2 confidence-inspiring 2-0s over the Huns and NRG. However, this would have to be their first win over European competition. When we consider what teams we eliminated from the previous stage, right? 7 of the 8 not being from Europe. It's a very different matter here. Silent out middle. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, gonna fall to Wonderful to try and reel this in. Given a chance, he'll hit hard on Cello. And that slows the roll of this mid play. Imperial hear the AWP fire off and they want nothing to do with it. Very spread out right now, so they try and group with the majority of players back here in the apartments because this B site has just felt so lucrative for the Imperial squad. But Navi are feeling much the same. Yeah, all Wonderful around early.
Got a lot to watch though here.
Yeah, mid's been left open for a long time. And it might still be the avenue that Imperial go looking for. This window boost is solid. There is no one in position to keep an eye on this. And Alexi probably doesn't like that they're in the dark so much here, so trying to make a bit of an info play out towards mid, just to get his bearings and know where Imperial are. The map is still so quiet here for Na'Vi.
Alexi checked window, but now he's just on his own. He's just Wonderful in this site. He falls for free.
3-on-3 here, but you're out of position. By the time you get around, decent chunk going to be ticked off this bomb already. So if Na'Vi do want to attempt this, they would have to move very, very quickly. Even the slightly slower rotate from Makazi could come to matter. You're going to give it a look in here with two players showing their hand out from short. Missed shot from the tri-AWP, and so trying to give this one a go. They lose bit, and that's enough for Na'Vi to write this one off. It was a late in the day retake already. And so when one fight doesn't pan out, you throw in the towel.
You see what Na'Vi are trying to do there, right? Get that information late in the round, like you said. You see what Na'Vi are trying to do. Wonderful, no time to stop that hit. And Na'Vi can't retake it. With a contact play like that, Imperial find a third. Only a couple of saved rifles here for Na'Vi.
I mean, you know, we saw Imperial play versus the Huns on this map, and they had some super ugly post plants that nearly ended up costing them the game. And Vinny was as blunt about that in the post-match interview.
All on the A side, though.
Yeah, exactly. So it's clear, you know, that's a little bit of a fire under them. They're trying to be a lot cleaner in these round endings. Not looking to give too much away. Like, think about how passive that 3-on-3 was even. It was kind of over-facing at times that really came back to haunt them in that game. And sure, they eventually went on to win it, but it could have been way cleaner.
And in the gun round, tell me which site you want to go to, right? One with Alexi and rookie Makaze, or one with Ima and Bit.
Wonderful hits a blinder on the Deeg to open up this round. A little bit more from Wonderful. And Alexi's found success in the downtime, but it's the Wonderful Deeg setting them ablaze. That one comes from nowhere. And Imperial is stun locked. They can't believe that that's the round they give away.
Yeah, into the eco, no less. That's why we've been going towards the B-bomb site. And it's not meant to be Wonderful there. But picture perfect, nails it off the Deagle. The hand cannon finds 4 headshots. Beautiful stuff for Wonderful. And that will re-inspire some hope here for Na'Vi. Perfect setup, but the AWP will connect. Still, it comes at the cost of nothing here for Na'Vi.
Oh, it's just great to see Wonderful playing like this at the start of the tournament, though. He was the second best performer in their opening game versus FlyQuest. He's looking good here versus Imperial as he tops the charts.
Well, you start your first map CT side Train, your second map CT side Mirage. You're definitely not complaining on the AWP.
An offer that's certainly spent a lot of time under the microscope. Felt like he's maybe best known for his misses as opposed to the crazy shots he hits, but
you gotta hit here.
Yeah, no room for error. He's about to get rushed by pistols, Tech 9s, handful of rifles joining the party at the back of the pack as well. So any missed shot is super punishing. You'd be giving an AWP to Imperial. You'd be opening up this B site. He is the only player here. Imperial go back to the site that's treated them so kindly, trying to chase down this wonderful AWP. They're closing in on him, but reinforcements start to arrive, and Wonderful's going to pull the sidearm. Pistol comes up short, but he slowed their roll. They'll run onto him eventually.
Oh, no.
One back from the tri-rifle. And NAVI get their just desserts here. Another B exec for Imperial looking to pan out.
The bomb, 15 seconds. He tried to throw it over. It's in the open. They need to get these kills, and they need them now. 10 seconds. Then he tucked in, swings with his teammate, shuts down the round. Imperial do it yet again on this B-bomb site. Open for business, even with the 5v4. And you see why Wonderful's tunnel vision. He's got the bomb stuck on bench, but Vinny gives him nothing. And I gotta say, I'll give credit to Imperial there because the flashes are immense. It's half the reason why Wonderful can't get a second connecting shot off. He can't see a thing. They scale well. Even though the bomb gets stuck, Imperial don't get ahead of themselves. Facing together in that 2v1. And again, like, this B site is weak, and sure, Wonderful's feeling it. Maybe he's saying you can leave me alone. But Imperial are clearly hell-bent on breaking through here. And numerous times over, we've seen one-man B holds, and none of them have come up for NAVI.
I think it's one of the things, you know, that's nice about Vinny. He's not the type of guy to overcook. You know, he will look for very simple solutions to complex problems. And if B is going to keep being this successful, why go anywhere else? You know, why kind of stray away from it till NAVI show you they can actually stop this B here?
Dear, oh dear.
I think Alexi just keeps thinking they're going to change the pace. They're going to change the destination at some point in this game. They can't just keep going B.
Oh, yes,
Here they are, barreling out of the apartments. This time, though, it's a stronger start out towards that side of the map.
This is a fake by design. They're forcing NAVI to over-rotate, and they're going to sneak out under instead. Cello doesn't take that kill, Skulls will. Top mid down through the connector smoke. Bit's here. With Ema dead, you might not expect Bit in this position, but he's waiting to strike. 2 more kills from Bit before he's put down. And a 1v4 that's going nowhere fast. Makazi falls in to finish the job. Trying to get tricky with it are Imperial. A 2-man B send to set up for the fake. It's a nice idea considering the success they found at openers towards B, but if you get none, the round kind of falls flat.
Also, just the first time in this whole game you've seen like a 2-man B start with both players gone on to the apartments. They had to pay it some respect eventually.
Oh, force buy here. Risky decision for Imperial.
It's also playing very, very passive, so you're going to be hard-pressed to get this opening kill. Sprinting in towards Connector, that was maybe the best chance you're going to get because now Makazi has support coming in. They're going to turn around and fight Try out here in middle. He's getting swarmed. Low health on Makazi back in con. Tries keeping the pressure on, but with all of his teammates dead, how much further could he really hope to take this? Nade might just find him. It's a good one. A lob down range from Bit to keep that clean.
Yuto has been sick from NAVI, right? There's no doubt about that. They've been finding numerous high damage HEs, kills with them as well. It's just been one very clear problem on this B-bomb site, no matter who holds it. But now NAVI fully break Imperial's economy here in this CT side, putting them on Glocks, playing into the last round of the half. A force by Imperial maybe felt like they had to go for because of the possibility of winning out the half was there for the taking. But alas, this is what the other end of the stick looks like. Imperial gets speared.
All right, hang on.
Hello.
I mean, getting the bomb plant out of this is great for Vinny. Patience proven to be a virtue. Shouldn't get anything else done, but he did his part in the round. A bit of extra money for Imperial heading into that last round of the half.
Last chance.
To that last round of the half.
Last chance. You do wonder Do they keep it up?
And if you're Navi, surely it's in the back of your head that, yeah, the only success they found is over here towards B. And so even just from the initial staging of this round, it's 2 players towards that B side, bit of an info play out towards middle for EMA. Bit left alone over at A. They do not think that Imperial are heading to that half of the map.
EMA lucky to be alive. Double nade and molly and connector. An aggressive mid play cancelled. NAVI leave just the AWP on B. And look at the mini-map. Imperial are staging. Looking to go back to old reliable. Will anyone join Wonderful?
Connector is not a friendly place to be if you're Cello. NAVI double stacked in this position, and even though there's smokes down blocking, these are about to extinguish. EMA tries to play on through, spotted in the corner, but bit there to bail him out, and they'll take these cat fights. Cutting down the split, that just leaves these 2 players back in the apartments, and this is easy pickings for Wonderful. Here's No Way burning alive in that Molotov, and NAVI give chase quick to shut down this split. It goes no further. NAVI run away with this first half.
Crumble. It's rinse and repeat. Same result. Multiple Astralis corpses littering the ramp. It's only Hooksy on the site. He's the next victim. This time Hex finds him.
I'm sorry, Alex. 2 rounds in a row. You have 4 or 5 players ready for that, and you're playing ahead, and you're just getting absolutely rinsed. That is crazy. The fact that that's happened 2 consecutive rounds. If you're Hooksy, you think, but we're in the right place. We're just not winning the fights. Maybe the middling of the aggression, right? They're not all in, they're not all out. They're playing in between, trying to catch them off guard. They're the ones who keep getting caught off guard.
And what's funny is you know, a couple of seconds earlier, we saw no one paying attention to ramp. You know, it is about catching that moment. And they are unprepared this time, though. I mean, when I say this time, back-to-back times, it's been favorable to M80. Well, this is one hell of a stabilization, so Death's going to be happy with that. Calls a timeout. They stop the 3-round run of Astralis and now build a second on top of that. 6 on the T side of Ancient. Best of 1. You've already got yourself kind of the benchmark, the par, set by Birchall. Now extras on top are available. Look at that.
Yavi saving. Yeah, great from Swish. So we had one from Slacks, now we have one from Swish. So there you go. There's your rounds. And there's definitely a whole lot better atmosphere going on in the M80 camp right now. Yavi saves, so they are able to get out with another buy thanks to the loss bonus and the cash they built in their spree. 1 MP9, that's the worst weapon going into this round. You can't be... Oh my god, he's running straight through the cave smoke.
It's his favorite.
Yeah, well, it's strong until they get a flash in your face, and that's what's being waited for by Sin. Mid-smoke is about to fade. Hooksy's pathed back, and Swish 2. No device AWP. It's interesting that they've actually got him tasked with holding A. It's not unusual, but it's been players everywhere on this CT side, and even the T side, right? It hasn't been by the book or what you come to expect with just a lot of default maneuvers, and I think that's probably because of bester ones as well. Device, you can't peek into this line.
Oh, is he going to be available? Just dropped out. Slacks didn't spot him. He's got two minds. Do we want to sit and fight? Now Molotov forces a decision. Has to tuck into Temple. Yabi's on his way, trying to support, but a replenisher of the Molotov, and Stair is going to find Lake. That's very important to maintain control of the donut. Puts an AK into his hands, but not for long.
That came quick.
Hex quick to it. Slags confirms Temple occupied. Sin staring it down. Slags with the support over the shoulder of his teammate, looking
bit jittery here because of the bomb plant. Wonderful looks for his. Finds himself a second out from Stairs, but is gone, and now it's just Ema shut down. Pistol round success for Imperial, brings them back into the conversation.
We're seeing a lot of teams do that right now on the CT side, to not play flashes, to instead play smoke. Instead of saving it for just the retake, throwing it out in CT to stop the T's from getting control. What's a standard move on a pistol like that? It's plant open, for CT, take back the space, have a big brawl there in CT spawn with Glocks v USPs, and Glocks often win out. Instead, Imperial block them, force NAVI to take uncomfortable post-plant positions. We can see the pressure the NAVI are feeling as soon as that first tap comes in. They have to face and fight. They can't be sure that Imperial aren't sticking. So a really nice move there in the spawn from Skulls. Keeps the position for Imperial. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a shift more towards taking that jungle control in pistol rounds on this map. It's been CT for so long. NAVI looking like they want to pop Imperial style. But Imperial remain active. Skulls with a high-risk move. Is he going to continue? Yes, all the way out under. Spots Ema holding. NAVI still feign middle, but it's B, the object of their desires.
It's fun to try and give Imperial a taste of their own medicine. That's the idea here for NAVI. Will it work out? It's a very limp hit. The flashes full in. But it didn't feel like the rest of the gang were truly ready for that. And so into the crossfire that ends up being a flawless round for Imperial. And that's versus the force buy from NAVI.
Yeah, that's NAVI losing both pistols, going for both forces, but they at least won it on CT side and went off to a bit of a streak. This time they land flat on their face. Imperial's way in opened up. It's going to be a one-round game before NAVI get rifles. It's a cool setup.
Did Ema get the spot there?
Maybe on the mini-map, right? Looks like it. Imperial want nothing to do with that. High-low setup in middle. NAVI not going to have an easy time here. Although,
Okay.
wonderful
That's
deagle.
quite nice, and now they're wrapping Cello in
Oh.
through lower. This is starting to get really quite expensive. Will it get any worse than that? No way. Plays to contain, and ends up being that ever-present safe pair of hands for Imperial. It's been a great major for him.
Yeah, he's gone from the second lowest bottom-rated player of this team to the second highest just in this major alone, right behind Try. Put up a fantastic stage one for this young player. 1.17, just 8 maps. An unlikely safe pair of hands here for Imperial, but they will not complain.
Zach feels like he has nothing to say. Meanwhile, Blade was really using every second of that timeout, trying to get something across to the rest of the team. This game has tightened up in a very real way. You don't want to fall flat in your face here in this second half and lose this rifle round. That's going to hand the lead to Imperial. So a timeout ahead of it. And Imperial come through with a attempt to disrupt. Double play in through lower. There's Ema with the spot.
Yeah, saw that against the Huns. Worked out a lot better though. Huns able to fight into it. NAVI choose the safer route. Disengaging forces Imperial to do the same. But all in all, time is wasted here for NAVI. Time they can't get back. 2 smokes available in the round to make something happen.
And it's also just nice in that it wasn't, you know, the only plan of action in the round. It's allowed Try to get a deeper line safely in the apartments. And in theory, that frees you up a little bit more to rotate around the map. You got 3 players out towards A, and Try on that deep line knocks out Ema. You know, he's off and out here on his own, so the rest of the gang batten down the hatches, prepare for this A hit. Vinny will get timed, caught off guard. Skull's only good for the trade, so it's kept in the advantage of Imperial. Plant will be found here. NAVI have a little bit of time to try and get posted, but that window is closing. Smoke's down for now. Pick these positions very carefully. Alexi trying to get all of his util off, and they're still rejigging the setup here with Wonderful taking space out towards the stairs. Tries to battle it forward, but caught out in the open, and they're going to run over Alexi. This rifle round gets away from NAVI very, very quickly, and a nice idea from Imperial to open the round leaves them in a great spot at the conclusion.
Another example of just these uncomfortable post plants that we're seeing NAVI in, right? With no control towards CT spawn, with the smoke in the way. In the pistol, this time they just don't want to take the space because of that mid-sight smoke thrown in. And NAVI are just in the open looking for fights. They can't find any. Shot in the back. Imperial winning this first gun round of the half and looking to take the lead out of NAVI's hands. This would be a shocking run for Imperial to take a 2-0 lead here in stage 2. A very unlikely candidate, but right now proving themselves against NAVI on NAVI's home map.
Exec out towards A, going a bit more stripped back on this one, are NAVI, and they'll come through with both the openers. That might already be Imperial out of this round if Cello doesn't land some crazy spam through these smokes. You're very far removed, you lose those first kills so quickly, you had no chance to trade this back. And so that's a massive pickup for NAVI. We were just kind of sounding the alarm bells here. It's going to maintain that lead.
Yeah, it's Counter-Strike at the end of the day. You can play structured, you can play safe, you can play smart, but when you have players like this on your team, you do also want to see them go for those explosive rounds where you just disrespect your opponent. NAVI is the favorite, come flying through with pistols and take down Imperial with ease. 2 kills, wins them the round, and no casualties. So nice to see that NAVI can do it stripped back as well. Taking their first round of this T side. But Imperial still ever present threat right now with a lot of economy on this CT half. Not going to be easy for NAVI to break through.
Wonderful Zorb making an appearance here as well. You know that Try is down to fight and contest this middle area. Early staging is just wonderful, trying to set up Alexi, get him across to the boxes, but it's actually Cello closing in. Goes first, looking for that AWP, the man playing support to the Alexi push in top mid. He will get caught by Bit on the fallback. Wasn't expecting a second player there waiting in the wings. Never got to punish Alexi out behind the boxes either.
Shame for Imperial. 1 health on Alexi. Couldn't find that single shot through the smoke, but they pay for it.
Bit of a misread here for Imperial, but good position on Skulls at least, right? In response to his teammates going and stacking B, he's taken Palace away. Gets out with the first. Is he going to be able to elude Ema here? Ready for him. That's the bomb loose up in Palace. And so Skulls, operating entirely on his own, has got all the info now. They know where this play was looking to end up. Imperial can start bringing more bodies over, and the round is grinded to this awkward hole. It's all left hinging on the fight from Makazi. Will get past Skulls, but you know you're going into a stack if you try and commit here. And so it looks like Na'Vi are writing this one off.
Such a ballsy move from Skulls. Bottom of the entire server, pushes Palace into a really nice off angle. And when I see Bit coming in, I think maybe there's still a chance here for Na'Vi. This is the kind of guy who's going to pre-aim every position. But Skulls edges his way back in time and catches both off guard. Imperial doing this by committee, earning this potential upset right now and not playing scared. Even from the first gun round of this CT side, they were rushing underpass. And putting pressure on Na'Vi, who are finding no comfort here in the T side of Mirage. Shocking to see after such a one-sided first half. Double under lurk here for Na'Vi. Try though, ahead of the smoke.
Oh, Flash is very good, and it's gonna save the lives of these two lower players. Ema put up in the window, and he just might find this perfect timing. Try was just leaving.
Whoa.
Isn't able to get gun on in time, and so now Ema is a big problem behind enemy lines up in this window area. Makazi gets caught out down in mid. That's gonna bring Ema back. They hear this, and they know that he hasn't taken space. As a result, he'll just hop on out, fakes the drop. Okay. That got eyes off for a second, but in comes Vinny playing cleanup.
He's getting caught off
This
guard.
was the advantage for Na'Vi in a very big way. They're now having to work super hard to try and maintain that. Wonderful brings it back into a 3v2. But a swing out from the window. Supportive flash from Vinny to get it done. And he's ended up in the right place at the end of all of this. Vinny with the read. Locked in a battle right now with Alexi that he doesn't know he's having. They've just traded places around this smoke.
No.
And he's made it out to the bench. Alexi's gonna catch him. Na'Vi, it's far from a comfortable round considering the advantage they had, but they will get it past Imperial.
It just shows the mindset of Imperial and why they're winning these rounds on CT side. There's just no respect. 3v5, they realize, look, we've got to push smokes if we're going to win a round like this. We've got to get behind them. We've got to keep the pressure on. If they play standard and they gamble a site and they get it wrong, they're saving. So Imperial just constantly throwing themselves back into middle there. It's a nice try from Vinny on position, but Alexi, a must-win fight to keep Na'Vi in the lead. 10-9. Trading rounds now. This one comes with consequences. This one might come with the match victory. Imperial on their last legs. Forged away back into this second half.
Try's got that deep line in the apartments again, though, and look at the stack this has enabled. 4 players over towards A. Wonderful opens up. It's Cello up next. Only good for 1. Pressure on now. The A-hold is able to withstand this in the opening stages of the take from Na'Vi. Are they ready for Skulls?
Oh, it's
Flash leaves him blind,
No
but he'll
way.
still make up for it. No Way tried so hard to get Skulls cooked there. Good shot from Wonderful. And as they go back out through into mid, they're going to go into the tri-AWP. Wonderful trapped out here in Connector. Doesn't know where they've gotten to, doesn't know where Imperial are. First got to deal with No Way. That's a quick shot to open this up. The remaining fights are a little strung out. Skulls went aggressive out towards ramp, and so that leaves Tri alone in the window room. Wonderful has 2 1v1s in front of it, but only 30 seconds left to play with, and the bomb dropped down here in middle. Try just jiggling. Here's the step as well. Here's Wonderful taking the space, but he's hit it. And now it's just Skulls left to beat. Wonderful moving in and shut down. One shy of the clutch. Skulls has him in his pocket. Imperial keep this game going. We're on to double digits.
Dude, the late impact in this game for Skulls is keeping the candle burning here for Imperial. 2 massive rounds. The Palace push, and now this 1v1 to stop a red-hot Wonderful who is trying to carry NAVI over the finish line. That's another big advantage round for NAVI, fumbled in a 4v3 with a perfect trade-up connector, with everything to play with, and Imperial do it again from a man down. They are refusing to give up in this BO1.
And I'm just loving how proactive Imperial are being at the start of rounds. Feels like they always have an idea. Here again, it's Try getting that deep line through the apartments. It enables a stack out towards A. And look at what it did for them, right? If they lose these confights in a regular round, the round's essentially over. You just don't have the manpower to stop that A commit. And then I want to say as well, every one of these peaks, whenever they're making an aggro move, it's teed up with a supportive flash. And I know the flash in this round was bad, but still, right? I'm thinking back to the previous man advantage for NAVI. Vinny flashing over mid for the peek out from window. It's all, you know, very orchestrated. And it feels chaotic if you're NAVI. You feel like you're getting dealt a lot of chaos, but Imperial are thriving in that. And there's a lot of smarts behind it. Money now broken for the NAVI squad as Imperial look to take the lead. Now, they've had struggles versus these NAVI pistols. You also have the hero gun for Wonderful, and with the game he's having, that's fair enough. There's no contest in mid from Imperial. They're letting NAVI have this space.
Yeah, they know they have the weaker weaponry. NAVI have to come to them. Already so much time bled off this clock, but will Imperial sit back forever? It looks like they do want to initiate, catching Mikaze looking the wrong way. The rifle boost is perfection. Wonderful again puts them in his pocket. Is that enough to win a round with only one gun?
Try has just left his perch over on B. They don't have info on the apartments.
This is so quick, so decisive. The Try is still focused on middle. It looks like Imperial are finally calling a gamble, and it might be perfect.
Skulls is going to get here just in time. Now Try hits that opener, but has to do a hell of a lot more. Skulls is dead straight away, so you're looking at Try in this head-to-head. The hero gun closing in on him. They're right there. Big gonna run him down. And no way, 1v2, often the safe pair of hands for Imperial, but this is a tricky clutch. He's got the 2 heavy hitters of NAVI to try and beat. In a role reversal for Bit and Wonderful, it's Wonderful on the rifle, dead at first. Can Bit step up? Orp on the angle, Orp on the line, and Bit sees him through. It's that tag team, the last thing you see. Wonderful gets it going, and Bit's there to finish the job. That is a crushing round for Imperial.
Who else would you want in that late round there for NAVI with the game they're having? Yes, Bit's definitely cooled down in this T side. Wonderful, certainly not. But Bit hits the one shot they need to keep NAVI in the lead. We have had 6 rounds traded back and forth, no 2 in a row, and that is indicative of the economy here for Imperial. They have nothing. Don't think this round is live. But however you slice it, Imperial's money is in the dirt. Buy or eco, there is no good decision here. You can criticize NAVI all day long with how some of these sloppy rounds have come through in the second half, but if they win despite all these rounds, I think it shows good staying power inside of this map. Lots of chances where Imperial could and should have brought this all the way. And now really put to the test with this final force buy, back to back. A sloppy win is still a win.
I mean,
Can NAVI close?
That's like the one issue with this You know, like the way Imperial have approached some of these rounds with making them so chaotic, it's hard to get out with clean wins, right? Like when you're always being the initiator, the guys to get aggressive, it's hard to get away with those super cleanly. And so now their money is in a really bad spot. And it might just be enough to hand this one away to NAVI at the 11th hour.
Skulls, I mean, what can you do? Just get boosted inside a B, I guess, and try and hide in a corner, because 1 health with a P250 now. Meanwhile, Imperial make plays. They push through their own smoke. They have nothing to lose. They have everything to gain. No Way might be caught here, though, and even though Vinny's got a good flank, if No Way dies, B is open for the taking. They don't know about that second man, but it may not matter. NAVI don't pull back. They let IMA fake.
I think now, like, you really don't expect this flank. IMA could still find Vinny. He's had to slow his roll. He hears him going middle.
It's going for 1, but they're stacked inside of A, all close up. This is going to be a bloodbath.
I mean, IMA should just get dealt with. Is Vinny ready for this? There's the clear. IMA dead. Now they're going to start to try and go, but they're going right into this stack that you pointed out a second ago. First kill found on Skulls. There's the follow-up. Are they ready for Try as the third piece? He's been unchecked for now. Everyone's got their backs turned. Try in position, 1v3. No idea from NAVI. Milking every second he can off the clock. Leaves it to chance. And that's a decision that might haunt him. Unchecked in that position, it's far from easy with the 5-7, but he takes the wildest fight to try and close it.
NT, you feel like any other gun there. MP9 could have certainly won that round. Just enough bullets on the ladder to connect a kill at close range. You don't see trigger discipline held like that. But a try is all it will be here for Imperial, as NAVI once again set up to close with economy advantage into round 23. 2 shots at this BO1. And Wonderful at the forefront has been the revelation for NAVI. Has delivered rounds with hero guns, openers, closers, picks aplenty. 5-1 on those opening duels. Took a peek in middle, set IMA up, and comes back to this site. They've gotten through 1 stack, what's another?
And up until now, Imperial have been really, really good at being proactive, finding the info in the mid-round, but they just don't really have the ability to do so in this last round. It's all relying on a read. It's relying on Vinny calling the right shots, leaving them in the right positions, and they are out of position right now. Makazi handed a double opener out through ramp. NAVI, this is their best chance to walk this one home. 5-on-2 as that shot connects from Bit. It was a damn good try out of Imperial, but that's all it was. NAVI able to show up and claw this one back. Wonderful. The man to watch right now. It's been 2 great games to open up his major run, and this one felt even more important. This was no runaway success. This was a grind of a game. Wonderful bailing them out on that hero gun round. Him and Bit combining and quickly becoming the guys to keep an eye on here for NAVI.
Yeah, NAVI reminding us nothing is easy in Counter-Strike, especially not these BO1s, but being able to long it out on day 1 of the stage and go through 2-0 is a great sign of things to come. A sloppy game, but a win nonetheless for Imperial. Just a nice try. A good show of face here from a team that managed to barely limp through that previous stage, but they clearly got more to show here, and I'll keep my eyes on it. No Way looking great, but Wonderful. Crown jewel here of NAVI today.
Fiddling around with the boost, just looked away. Okay, lots to do. Orp does thrive. Switches there too, just gets the 1. An important find on the dig. Yes, Slacks arrives. He's going to have the Orp line.
Ahead of the molly.
And a head-to-head.
Smoke's bad.
Catches stare. Bad long smoke. You're right, there's a gap, and he can actually punish them on the cross to the site as well.
They can live right now and allow Hex to rotate in.
Ooh, okay, nice. Jump across the sight line. Confirms 2 on the site. Slacks is still alive with his AWP. Where's that flank from Hex? Update status report coming in from the B doors. A single HE from M80.
He's not being considered. Yabi's not looking. This is a free kill.
It's a free frag on the backstab. Nice find from Hex. Gets his input. Now it's just double cave setup again. Is this where it ends? It feels like it hasn't gone well for Astralis in this cave position. Double swing imminent. Device has to hit this one. Masked by the HE. They use it to cross, but Magisk still hits his. Slacks again on the AWP. Into the clutch. Magisk has got this. Low HP on Hex. He's pulled it off. Saves Astralis. A little bit of respite.
Well, same position, but this time he gets them the round conversion. And because he took all those bodies with him in the previous, he's actually really softened up the finances for M80. Right, this would normally be off the back of a 1400 loss bonus forced by territory. But because everybody's hovering, I want to say more around the 3K mark than the 2K mark, you could actually take the save right now and with the 1900 loss bonus into the next, go for the buy. So your discussion right now, and that's being had with Def, is, all right, we can get one M4, we could buy some MP9s, or we could take the save now, right? Lake, you could get an upgrade. Slacks, you could probably do the same. We can try and, get a Deagle kill or a 5-7 kill. Oh, okay, are they going all in? The M4 for Lake, he has invested upon. Hex is shoving as well, MP9, yeah, they are going all in. So I think this is a risky call right now. If you lose, this is going to be 12 to 10. Then you take the eco, they get 11, and then you go for the full buy at 12-11.
Yeah, and Slack saving a little extra cash so he can have an AWP in that last round of regulation if it gets there.
Okay.
Quick on this one. Mac 10's going to meet a lot of bodies, and it's over just like that. Two of them gone, flattened by the stair Mac 10, and they confirms it was a force buy. Now they're really licking their lips if you're Astralis. Sure, it felt like quite a tough gap to overcome, a tough round to win, not for Magisk. He's been stepping up with impact.
So 28 now for Stair, 6 and 1 in openings, 7 multis.
Determined Dane. After a long hiatus for himself and for Astralis at the majors themselves, Magisk did just start falling away. Did he catch a whiff? He suspects Hex's presence. And it's going to be a very comfortable little crouch into the angle.
Okay, M80. You decided to go for that type of a force where you could have just taken an eco and had something a whole lot more threatening. Everybody would have had around 4K.
See,
and then at the high end, you would have had an AWP drop actually available. So
Magisk is playing this one by the book. He doesn't want to give him an AK-47 for the save. Smokes him off, delays it, and securing that Astralis 10th. Stairs Mac 10 did that.
The more I think about the buy, the more, so if you went for the eco, then the full gun round, then yeah, okay. So it wasn't a fun situation either way. It's tough when you get broken this late. So the celebrations, when they get the Sin diffused to get 12, you're thinking, okay, maybe we needed to be a little bit tighter on how we got that done.
Well, yeah, the multi-kills from Magisk, back-to-back rounds from the cave position. They won 1 and 1, doing a lot of economic damage.
So now they will have to take the eco. Into the next, they will get the 2400. So whatever they have right now, 1900, 2K, 2.6, and 3.2, that'll be their buys for the final round. So if Astralis do claw it back into overtime, this is anybody's map. We'll have to be 4 straight. So right now they've managed 2 of the 4 as we get the tank set up over there on A highlighter. But right now it looks like Astralis will be likely investigating this B setup. More noise coming in from the stage. Feels like the second best of 1 in the, I want to say winners games, but that's not the case, right? We were misled ourselves as NAVI versus Imperial has come to its conclusion. You guys can go and check that out. I'll let you know what the result was of the opening game. That was NIP versus Tyloo. That's been long enough. Another multi for Magisk. That was 13-8 in favor of NIP. Oh, ace.
We have an ace, ladies and gentlemen.
Before we started this second set of games, we'd only had 2 for this stage. So let me go and check. Has anyone else been able to pick one up? Eco Bash ace.
Eco Bash, but stylish Eco Bash. 1 mag with a Molotov. Very nice.
Okay, so that's the 3rd ace of stage 2, which would be the 7th ace of the major overall. There's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
All right, serious business now. Final round, let's get it underway. Slacks has his AWP. There's a FAMAS in the mix. There's a kit in the mix. A little bit lighter on the util. Hext and Slacks take A main control.
Yeah, Magis does not want to have empty hands on the first day of play. Keeping his team in it. Hext and Swisher, however, have taken 2 out of the round, and one of them is Magis. It has to be one of these 3. Eyes on Stare. He's been putting in a shift. He's going to be bringing the bomb to join Hooksy. Device disconnected towards the elbow side. Is playing active. Is going to throw out some util towards the cubby.
Looks like Lake and Sin want to push ramp behind the smoke. They're going to clamp down on this together. Swish can activate Cave. These two can push ramp. Sin should play first. He's the traditional player here.
As the smoke fades, Stare readies his aim. Spot the head. Lake goes swinging as well. Confirmation of 2 bodies and gets caught on the back foot. Hooksy still goes down though. Lake does well to find output. Still Astralis trying to overcome this man advantage that M80 possess on match point. Damage inflicted. Stare operating at a disadvantage further. Swisher and Sin responsible from a cave side.
Double cave. They're going to go for a double flank.
They might, yeah. Okay, timing's good. Held for a moment longer. Stare was holding, but he goes down.
Need to get that bomb.
What's Device supposed to do in the clutch with 30 seconds? Does grab the bomb. Hext is up here. He might overlook this completely. Is he trying to go all the way? Hex is there. He's going to go down, and M80 take a big bite out of Astralis. It finishes in regulation. A nice attempt at taking it to OT, but they just fall short of the mark. Astralis, a 0-2 start to their second stage of the major.
Yeah, that's going to feel miserable. Hooksy just dropping the headsets there. He looks very deflated after that one. It was the first half that let them down, right? Only managing 4 rounds on their CT side. It was rough, right? It was rough around the edges, both teams with less than ideal CT sides. But I think the difference makers for me were the magic moments from multiple players who were on the server for M80, right? You're having like the likes of Slacks and Swisher getting some big multi-kills, the AKs in the first half. Then you have Swish with a massive clutch. Sure, Device had that flank moment with the Mac-10, and we're going to catch a lot of that here in the replay. Have to tip your hat to that of Stare. Fantastic performance to him, but it doesn't count if you don't get the win, right? He'll go, yeah, I got some good stats, but it doesn't really matter. I think M80 in the first half looked really well connected. The communication was on point.
I mean, the fact that neither of those rounds worked out for them, these heavy investments towards the ramp side.
I think it was essentially 5 because they had 4 players who were B and they had 1 guy jumping up heaven. The next round they had 4 players B and 1 guy over towards A. When you have all those bodies there and the rounds aren't going your way, oh, this one too.
That was a heartbreaker.
We did have the back and forth of the Force Strike Wars. This is where it could have just ended, right? Because Slacks gets 2 on the Deagle, then Lake has to win out the clutch. But then they win the Force Bay back thanks to Magisteagle himself. So, yeah, the game had a lot more to it. M80, though, the team that went 3-0 alongside of FlyQuest in Stage 1, don't start 0-2 like FlyQuest. So, well done for them. They will find themselves in the 1-1 bucket tomorrow. On the other side of things, Astralis down to 0-2. It's best of 3s. So at least they have that to go to bed tonight on, knowing that they will be able to play best of 3s going forward. There'll be a bit more of a safety net. They will be able to get like nuke or overpass in their map pool. And yeah, Hooksy, very unhappy with how that one unfolded at the end of things. But
Nana control, but you still take that risk to just do a basically pot shot into the smoke. Do you think, is this something that is worth doing, or would you consider this a mistake if you died here?
Yeah, I'd say you can consider it a mistake if you died, but at the same time, what I did wasn't too risky. Did they use the HAs at the start of the round already?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they used the HAs or not.
Art just broke the smoke.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I guess I was sort of already like decided I was going to go through. I didn't want to make a sound cue.
Yeah.
Like as I was walking through the midway smoke, I didn't want to make a sound cue of where I was because then he would have just...
Sure.
And then I heard him jump, and I was like, oh, he made a sound cue, so I'll try spamming back. I kind of knew where he was, and I just shot him back.
You didn't want to commit to that fight. You want to just shoot like 3-4 bullets and see if the kill connects, right?
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of luck, obviously, but I kind of heard him. And I definitely didn't want to take a proper duel.
All right. I'm scratching the WTF moments now. It makes a complete sense. That's what I want to ask here. Is this just a lucky shot that just happens on Banana because it's a narrow corridor and a lot of smoke spam? Sometimes you just those lucky kills, which will happen that you get one on Art, you force him out with a molly, and then you basically preempt the front wall, right?
Yeah.
You feel like this was a little bit lucky, right?
I don't really know what to say. Like, obviously I shot like a pretty common position, I feel, and I saw he had a small gun, like when he jumped, so I don't know, maybe he went for like a little bit of a risk. And I also know he's sort of just one of those players that likes to take risks. Like, there's not much to that. Like, some players are just like that. and it was a pretty safe thing to spam once again. So
There's a pretty good micro. You are trying to get an information, but at the same time dodging that AWP of Zevi that is on the corner, posted up.
we're actually doing pretty good here. I called for a boost, expecting someone to be playing on the corner.
Beautiful.
I was expecting someone on the corner, not necessarily the AWP.
Yeah,
I thought someone was going to be there.
and that's pretty much round over. Hoping to see some more Inferno out of FlyQuest just to basically spectate you and learn something new, and you're really good at articulating your thoughts, so props to that, because a lot of players are kind of unsure how to explain things, what they're doing. They do it by instinct and they don't really think about it, but you're really good at this, so good luck, and FlyQuest, see you probably in the stage 3 as well.
Appreciate it, hopefully.
Hugo was talking about this during the cast, and I think he was referring to both teams in this instance, where he said a sloppy win is still a win. So here's a question. Pimp, Devilwalk, was it a sloppy win, do you think?
To some degree. I actually want to give credit to Imperial. I think they played better and put up a much better fight than most of us would have anticipated coming into this game. I don't think Navi played a great game of Counter-Strike. I don't think they played a poor game of Counter-Strike. I think Navi played all right. They played good enough to win. And yes, the scoreline at times in this game was close, and I think LXB kind of answered for himself in the interview as well, you know, as to why that was. But I don't know about you, Devilwalk. I was never, you know, fearful of Navi losing this map. It was more so a question of, is it going to be 13-10, 13-11, or 13-10?
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think it was a sloppy game either. I think it was a scrappy game. There was a lot of situations that could have gone either way, but, you know, a lot of individual decision-making kind of was built into this game. I also think that Navi, they had a really disciplined CT side. They looked good on the CT side, and usually we'll see that more on the T side, that's where they pick up rounds on a map like Mirage. So I was a little bit maybe worried in the beginning, but they kept their heads cool, something that we've seen also they've struggled with in the past. Actually looked at the body language, they looked good. No one was really tilting that much, and yeah, they just kept their cool, made plans, and gave ideas, and eventually got the win.
I think a way to phrase it, because I agree with you, is that if Navi are playing this level of Counter-Strike in a potential stage 3 against the likes of Falcons, Vitality, Fury, they'll be punished. They'll be punished for some of this sloppiness. There was a round where Try is standing with a 5-7 on the bridge, you know, doesn't get accounted for, doesn't get checked. He's in a 1v3. Imagine if that's Modesty standing with a 5-7 in that position. He will punish you, or he will make it extremely close. So in that regard, you can always keep the glass half full and be like, did Navi do enough to beat Imperial? Quite convincingly, I'd say so. They were never in danger of losing. Did Navi do enough in order to convince me that they are a team that can fight for the playoff right now, or maybe go on a deep playoff run? Not based off this best-of-1 game. But that's the thing, right? It's just the best-of-1 game. Getting the job done, winning, that's all you want. And for Wonderful to have a great game, that is wonderful, because he has been a big talking point for Navi as of late.
Let's talk about the Wonderful talking point, though, because almost every time you see Navi play Devilwalk, it doesn't matter how Wonderful performs, someone online is calling for his head.
Yeah, I mean, not only online, I think I've seen multiple desk segments, analysts, myself included, questioning if he is the right guy for Navi. But I think he's showed up in recent time. He's been better and better and better. And this is a reason why. This was a game where the rifles were struggling. They couldn't really find the impact, and Wonderful bailed them out. And especially with this round, to get them that strong CT side, get money control, get free guns, get free economy. It was the round that really made sure they had enough of a buffer to go and make a few sloppy mistakes on that T side.
It was an amazing display by Wonderful in that regard. I think the critique of him has always come down to, does he show up in the big games with the AWP? And nothing in this game is going to give us an answer to that. He was doing fine with the Deagle, obviously he was doing fine with the rifle. And again, against Imperial, more so it's a way of finding a bit of confidence and get situated in the surrounding that is the major. I want to see Wonderful play well when we get into the deeper stages. I want to see Wonderful pick up the AWP and be an impact in that regard. I also want to make the point that I do think Wonderful is playing for his contract. Like, he's playing for his life right here. If he's not having a great tournament and Navi's not having a great tournament, odds are he will be one of the players to let go. So there's a lot of motivation in the Wonderful camp right now to do well.
Well, there you go. And he did do well there. It's made sure that Navi's in the 2-0 bracket. And now we need to move on to the next game, which is honestly one of the ones I'm most looking forward to, just because I think the story between both of these teams is so similar. Aurora up against FaZe. Two teams that we put so much expectation on, and two teams that disappoint us time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, depending on where you're from, I'd say I think Aurora has been very much up and down. It's been a roller coaster. We can't really forget the fact that the last tournament they played, they won a trophy. So they're coming into this one, you know, feeling like, hey, we can win stuff. Whereas for FaZe,
they almost disappointingly won a trophy.
Yeah, you could say so, you know, in a sense. But I think the story for FaZe is just, as we've been reiterating ourselves throughout this tournament so far, what kind of version of FaZe is showing up? Is it the FaZe where the individuals are going to shine? Is it the FaZe that actually played quite decent in the opening game, Sam? Or is it going to be the FaZe we saw on stage 1? Because I'll tell you what, if FaZe shows up the way they did in stage 1, this is a no game. Like, this is Aurora just running all over them. If FaZe is showing up the way we expected them, I feel like we have a bang of a matchup right here already in stage 2.
It's also a big contrast, even looking at the guys we have on our screen right now. 2 in-game leaders that have a very, very different approach. You have Karrigan, more loose, freer style, puts a lot of responsibility on the individuals in his team. While you look at Major, who's more, you know, structured, you know, makes... not taking too many risks in the one-on-one duels for his players, and more grouped T-sides, more execute-based, have excellent executes, one of the best in the game actually, but can be maybe slightly red and slightly obvious in what bomb site they want to approach.
I do want to call Karrigan out for a moment from FaZe. He did an interview with HLTV earlier, and I'm going to read the quote, where he specifically said, you see Gamer Legion Legacy not making it through, but nobody's talking about that. Everyone's talking about how beep we played. And I'm kind of like, Karrigan, of course, because we all hold you up there to the best of the damn best. No one wants to see FaZe disappoint.
And who doesn't have, like, no one is going to challenge FaZe in terms of fan base and in terms of, like, people watching you in general.
No, but there's 2 things to that, you know, and it goes out to everyone watching out there, the community as well. Just because he's not paying attention to what's being talked about doesn't mean it didn't happen. Of course we talked about Legacy.
Yes.
Of course we talked about Gamer Legion having a struggle some time. We talked a lot about it, but fact of the matter is that FaZe is the biggest story, so I guess his biggest flaw in that regard is not paying enough attention, which I respect, you know, because he's focused on playing well on the server, yeah, so he's probably locked in, so in that regard I get it, but nah, miss me with that.
There is a lot of noise around FaZe, obviously, and there'll be even more noise as we get into this game. Let's find out from the players how they're feeling.
Standing here with top 3 performer of round 1 so far, Vaikedia from Aurora. How are you feeling about the FaZe matchup?
We already won against MAT, so we are feeling good. Last time we lost against them, I think in Pro League, so hopefully this time we will take revenge.
When I look at your 2 teams, Aurora and FaZe, I'm thinking aim duels, head-to-heads, etc. So you feel